Hey everybody, this is Phaser Brain. I just got 7 stars, the last and final star on my Malevolence, and so I wanted to show the first 7 battles in a row with that ship. And they're basically 7-star to 7-star battles, but I've been using Malevolence since I activated them. I don't even have Negotiator, and so a lot of these strategies apply. Just won't work as often if you're going 6-star versus 7-star, or especially 5-star versus 7-star, though I was able to climb to number 1 fairly reliably with a 6-star Malevolence against a 7-star Negotiator using these tactics. Here you see I now have to add a 7th ship, so I threw in Genosian Soldier, whom I was not using prior. And this, like most of the battles here, is has 5s to start, but you're not going to attack 5s. Houndstooth usually doesn't go first here, very odd. I'm going to attack Bosk just so I don't feed him Turn Meter, because what I really want to do is my Vulture Droid is to put Buzz droids on Anakin and give him buff immunity. That won't always work. Sometimes you'll miss, or the buff immunity won't stick, and that's not the end of the world, but ideally this is what happens. Buzz droid and buff immunity. So use your next opportunity to attack Anakin again, and now you'll see because he had the buff immunity, he didn't gain the stealth and the bonus protection when Unending Loyalty ended. So I'm just going to bring out Hans Falcon and use his AoE to do some cleanup, and now Anakin is gone, which hugely changes the tide of the battle. As you probably know, Negotiator battles come down to kill the Anakin. You do that pretty soon, you win. You do that a little bit later, it gets a little hairy. You fail to do that before a certain point, you're screwed. So at this point, it's really just bring in a tank like Sunfac. If you are low on health, Negotiator can still do a lot of damage. Ahsoka can still do a lot of damage. But otherwise, you're pretty much just waiting until you get General Grievous's ultimate to wipe away Houndstooth's protection, because he's going to keep freaking taunting, and that runs the clock down. You can take out Houndstooth actually before you do that. If you're lucky, I'll show you how. You just want to keep him stunned. That prevents him from recovering all that protection. And so if you can really hammer away at him when he's stunned, you've got a chance to do that. Negotiator's Mass Daze will slow you down doing that. And so that's why it doesn't work a lot. But I will say, especially if you have a really strong Genosian Soldier or Genosian Spy, or you have Vulture Droids that have a lot of overcharge on them and aren't dazed, you can do what I'm about to do here, and that is take out Houndstooth without needing General Grievous's ultimate. Now, Ahsoka, I usually will not, because of what just happened, debuff her or get her below 50% health, because she'll do what she just did, and she'll give everybody counterattack, which sucks, especially when Bosk is there, because then he just wipes away the Buzz droids and all his debuffs every time you hit him. But that time it was relatively safe to do because I was in a strong position, Houndstooth wasn't there, and I just wanted to get rid of her and end the battle. Otherwise, if Ahsoka shows up and you've gotten rid of Anakin, then do not debuff her until, or get her below 50% health until you're ready to kill her. All right, so next, I'm actually going against a Malevolence. This is the only other Malevolence around here. I was debating, do I want to do this? And I'm like, yeah, of course. I want to show you a mirror battle. And I want to see how my 7-star does against this 7-star. They have an identical lineup, except I start with Houndstooth. They start with Sunfac. Whatevs. I think it's similar strategy against Houndstooth. So, my goal here is to kill Hyena Bomber, because Hyena Bomber can put Buzz Droids on everybody and then call, trigger the other assists from the other Vulture Droid ships, and you don't want them attacking anybody but Houndstooth, really, and your Hyena Bomber. So you want them to stick to the tanks, and we don't want anybody circumventing them. So that's why I go for Hyena Bomber. Also, a lot of Hyena Bombers aren't that tanky right now. Mine's 5-star. This one's 5 or 6, I think. You're not going to maybe keep that strategy once the Hyena Bombers are 6, 7 stars, or maybe you will. I don't know. We'll have to see. But for now, Doesn't take too long to take out Hyena Bomber. I could have called in a reinforcement here, but I really want to protect Bosk because, you know, I want him to keep soaking up a lot of hits here. So I actually opted to clear the Buzz Droids from him and all the other debuffs and take them out. Or make sure they didn't take them out. I, at this point, will have to hit Bosk a lot, whatever, but I'm going to go after Sunfac when I can. I still use Han's Falcon here because the AoE is great. Now I have Relic Han and Chewie, the Relic like 3 or 4, and so, you know, it does pretty decent damage. And you can see I just wiped out a whole bunch of Ultra Droids with it. So I definitely would recommend your best AoE ship as whatever faction it is as a reinforcement, because it helps you take out Anakin, and it also helps you take out Vulture Droids. You really don't have an AoE among the Separatists, so you really, you know, that's a lacking ship. I really hope they add one. Here I called out Geonosian Soldier. Geo Spy would also be great. When you're down to 1 tank, you're guaranteed to be able to take out another non-tank or come close if you bring out Geo Spy like that. My Spy is Relict. My Soldier is not. That's why I wasn't even using Soldier until I had the extra slot. And here you can see we got rid of Bosk. At this point, I should just go straight after the Geo, because that Vulture Droid isn't necessary to kill. So I'll just get rid of Spy, who's not that tough to kill. AoE. And the Vulture Droid should do the rest. Oh, actually, yeah. Han will. And away we go. No big deal. Again, Malevolence is not a ship that does terribly well in defense. I can take out that very same squad very easily with Han Solo with an Akbar lead. And use my Rebels. Alright, so here is another Umbaran Starfighter battle. Most of these are ones with 5s starting. This one will go more conventionally, meaning my Vulture Droid will go first on my team after 5s goes. If your Bosk is faster, fine, put Breach on Anakin. If not, no big deal. The strategy is the same. You notice we did get Buzz Droids and buff immunity on Anakin, so we definitely want to get rid of that unending loyalty, which we did. Again, no stealth and protection, leaves him vulnerable to Hyena Bomber's attack, because Hyena Bomber can attack anybody. Bypasses taunt. So that's why Hyena Bomber is perfect pairing with Vulture Droid to start, in my opinion. If Anakin were still here, if I needed cleanup, I'd bring out Han's Falcon, but he's not. So I bring out Spy because, boom, boom, we got rid of Ahsoka. Now this is complete cake. You'd have to be a real tactical dummy to lose this battle. Without Anakin, and without Ahsoka, and not having lost a ship, yeah, this is cake. 2 tanks, you're good. So again, if you could take out Bosk by stunning him, go ahead. But you probably will just have to wait until you can wipe away his protection with Malevolence's ultimate, and that's fine. Just do whatever you want. If you still have Hyena Bomber, it is nice to attack someone else. And in this case, I do get rid of 5s, so yeah, that's nice. Karth, I don't know. I don't care if they use Karth. Karth doesn't... I'm not worried about Karth on a negotiator team. It's not typical. I don't really think it helps. Maybe it does against other negotiators, but again, doesn't concern me much. If anything, it's just another ship that can't get unending loyalty, and I'll take that. And again, unlike last battle, we are not getting rid of Bosk with the ships that we have if we can't keep him stunned, so just biding the time. And there's the ultimate. Now, don't use the ultimate if you are down to like 1 weak ship, because then you can lose, but we're nowhere close to that. We have a solid Spy and a very healthy Houndstooth because we got rid of Anakin and then Ahsoka. So this is probably the best battle here. Went the most smoothly. Everything went pretty perfectly. You're having a good time when this happens. And that's that. Under 3 minutes. Now you'll see things can go a little screwy, so it's the same thing with Mbaran. You'll see some of these battles can get a little hairy, and let's see if this is one of the hairy ones or not. Again, Mbaran will attack Vulture Droid. Vulture Droid will put buzzes on Anakin. And okay, so again, optimal start. Buzz Droids and buff immunity on Anakin. We will attack with Grievous's AoE and Hyena Bomber to try and trigger that unending loyalty so we can kill Anakin. And now at this point, if you can get Anakin to take another turn, he'll just die before he could do anything. So like if you got rid of Clone Sergeant's protection here really quick, you don't need to bring in Hans Falcon. I usually do though, because if the enemy negotiator goes, then it can give unending loyalty to Anakin again. But I did take the risk here and said, well, you know what, Spy can definitely remove the protection from Clone Sergeant because Spy hits like a truck. And if I didn't, so I wasn't counting on that taunt being placed on Anakin. I was going to just remove the protection from Clone Sergeant. That would have triggered Anakin's turn meter, and then he just would have instantly died from the remaining Buzz Droids. So that's why I didn't bring out Hans Falcon here. I did not need to. I will say, if things don't go well at first, and Anakin's still doing well, or you know, and you don't think Han is gonna be able to take Anakin out, sometimes I do bring out Spy as my first reinforcement as a last-ditch measure, because again, sometimes Spy will put the taunt on Anakin, and then you can finish Anakin. Although you're still not totally dead at that point, if that happens, but your chances go down quite a bit. And so we didn't get rid of Ahsoka as quickly as last time, but I'm still going to winnow her down. Again, I don't want to put debuffs on her. I don't want to get her below 50% health. I don't, because I don't want her giving everybody retribution, and I don't want her cleansing her own debuffs either. So you can attack her, but not with a debuffer. So like, see, I could have used Grievous's AoE there and put offense down on Ahsoka, which you might think is great, but then she would just cleanse that immediately, and then Houndstooth would have retribution, so would Mbaran, and yeah, it'd be a mess. Plus, I wanted to continue to stun Houndstooth because that gives me a chance to kill Houndstooth early before Grievous's ultimate. So, which, as you can see, I'm able to do here. So that's why I did not use Grievous's special. I used this basic on Houndstooth instead of special on everybody on that turn. Because again, Ahsoka is really the only one here who can hurt you really bad at this point. But I've got 2 ships in decent shape, so I can now commence the cleanup. Now, if you don't clean up quickly, you're going to have to deal with unending loyalty again, or whatever. Plo Koon may show up and with taunt and critical immunity and annoying things like that. But whatever. It'll just take a little longer to win. And we don't always get the stun on Ahsoka with... Ahsoka has a lot of tenacity, but usually Sun Fac, that works when you bring him in. She's very tanky. Her protection goes away quick, but her health lasts quite a while. Alright, so again, we don't have a taunter out here, so... not worried about hitting Ahsoka. Debuffs, and away she goes. So again, this is just Negotiator being annoying, right? Like, the battle is won. It's just dragging on because of all these silly buffs that this team has. Now we can see we're over the 4-minute mark. So, took a while, but again, we got rid of Anakin early, so the last 3 minutes of this was just cleanup. And yet again, we've got another battle with Mbaran. I wish I could have showed you more battles with an Ahsoka start, but that's coming. But this is actually a tough team. The ships are very well leveled up. So let's see what happens here. Typical start. Except, look what happened. We did not get the buff immunity on Anakin. Now, when we trigger Unending Loyalty, Anakin is going to get stealth and protection. So this is sort of not ideal. So I'm actually really glad this battle happened, so you can see what goes on. So we're still going to attack Anakin. I'm actually doing the AoE here because I still do a little damage to Anakin. What I'm hoping here is not to trigger the Unending Loyalty. I'm hoping for it to expire. So, yeah, but that didn't work. So I do bring out Han. I'm like, all right, I'll just trigger it now. And there it is. But Anakin's still around. He's still causing trouble. So what you want to do here is, I'm actually glad Clone Sergeant's here because we can get rid of his protection pretty quickly. Anakin has Unending Loyalty back again, so we have to get rid of it again. All right, got rid of Fives' health. Clone Sergeant's low. Gets rid of Clone Sergeant's health. So Anakin's getting all these darn turns, but those Buzz Droids are doing their thing, and it does run the clock out on his Unending Loyalty. So he just got Unending Loyalty. He's not going to be able to get it again for a while because he just got it from Negotiator. So we still have a chance here. But now we have Ahsoka. This is looking pretty bad. But don't quit the battle. You still have a shot. So Geo Spy is nice. You hope that taunt goes on Anakin in this case. And it didn't. So we didn't get lucky there. But if we keep poking away at the other allies. And again, Geo Spy helps us do that. If we were just hitting Houndstooth. See, look at what the Buzz Droids are doing to Anakin. Being able to keep taking away protection from the other ships, or even killing them, is making Anakin go through a lot of turns, which, yes, is hurting us, but look what it just did to Anakin. The last thing we'd want is for Anakin to get Unending Loyalty one more time. We would be completely screwed. At least now we still have a shot. And with that assist, we now are down to, well, it's really 1v2. We lose Spy here. We lose the entire battle. And so... yeah, so things are down to the wire here, and that's again because we didn't get rid of Anakin fast. Now, I'm not going to use the ultimate here. I need a real tanky ship just to stay in the battle. That is Relic Sunfac. Mine's Relic 3. But Sunfac can take some hits from Negotiator and Ahsoka. Again, I'm not going to debuff Ahsoka here. I don't want the Retribution, but I will try and stun her. Got lucky, that worked that time. And now we'll use the ultimate. And again, you know, temptation is to go after Ahsoka. It's a bit risky because that happens. And then she wipes away the droids. But no big deal. Because we are now back on top of this battle again. But it did get hairy. So it is nice to put some relics on your Geos, just so you can sort of survive the onslaught in case things don't go your way. Allows you to just hang in there a little bit more. You know, relying on Han's Falcon is not ideal a lot of the time because Han's Falcon is super weak without Akbar, and he'll go down real fast. He's really just there to do cleanup, and then if he dies, he dies. All right, and that's that. So again, things can go a little hairy if you don't get the buff immunity on Anakin. On occasion, Vulture Droid will miss completely hitting Anakin, and you're also kind of in trouble. But again, you can still win. But those are usually the battles that if I do lose, that's what I lose. But the ones that are really the riskiest, though, I think are these Ahsoka battles. If you'll notice, when Ahsoka starts, you just don't get a lot of turns. You'll get one turn with Houndstooth. I really should have put this on Anakin. I was just hoping maybe my Vulture Droid would be faster now that Grievous was 7-star, but that didn't turn out to be the case. So normally what I should have done is hit Anakin with my Houndstooth. But yeah, you can see Anakin still has like full health here. Definitely want to get Buzz Droids on Anakin at all costs. So we finally did that. But he's still pretty damn healthy. We don't like that. So I'm bringing out Spy, hoping I get the taunt on Anakin, and I do. So I got a little bit of luck here. Goodbye, Anakin. There we go. We still have Ahsoka, and because we had to apply the mass debuffs to get the buzz droids on Anakin, she used her special because she was debuffed, and now, you know, there's counter on her and Houndstooth, but it was worth it to get rid of Anakin. And then here I'm just going to try my Stunning Bosk thing, see if I can get rid of him. Not too confident at this point because Bosk is going to lose his stun very quickly because he had almost full turn meter when I gave it to him. Works more reliably when you stun him when he has low turn meter. You got more time to take him out, but we still put a dent in him. Stun him again. Low turn meter, so why not? And again, Geo Spy goes boom, 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 and takes out Houndstooth. I love Geo Spy. I mean, you know, he hits super hard as a character, especially when he's relicked. He hits pretty hard as a ship, too. He's definitely the strongest ship in the lineup in terms of damage for the Separatists, so he's a great reinforcement when your tanks are still around, or when you need that taunt. I'm talking about the auto taunt you put on your enemy. So again, Ahsoka's really annoying here, but once you get rid of Anakin, as long as we're smart about things, we're going to win. This battle easily could have gone the other way if we... again, I should have put the Breach on Anakin and done some damage to him with Houndstooth at the beginning. It would have been easier to get rid of him, or less difficult, I should say. And, yeah, that... and then, yeah, again, like in the previous battle, if you keep the buzz droids on him and you keep triggering his turns, you'll take a pounding, but he'll die in a lot of cases if you do it quickly, and you'll win. All right, we've got one more Fives battle. I will say, again, this is one of the strongest opponents I faced, even though it has Fives and not Ahsoka in the starting lineup. But again, the strategy remains the same. Fives will attack Vulture Droid. Vulture Droid will put Buzz Droids and buff immunity on Anakin. Ideally, and another battle where we did not get the buff immunity on Anakin. That is annoying. So again, a bit of a setback. It's funny because Vulture Droid's supposed to have increased accuracy, but sometimes it misses. And then obviously the potency's not always there. I'm going to use the AoE here because it'll do a teeny tiny bit of damage to Anakin. Just 5,000, but it's something. We still have an Anakin problem. So, but there you go. The Buzz Droids did their thing. Got rid of them. And you could probably predict what happens the rest of this battle. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident. Bringing out my Geo Spy to do some big hits. Gonna lose Hyena Bomber, but whatever. Hyena did its job, and I'm in good shape. I do want to protect Houndstooth, though, since all I have is one Geo out on the field besides him, so gonna be a little conservative. Just because, you know, Ahsoka's gonna show up, and if your Houndstooth is weak, she can take him out, and then things get a little hairy, like you saw in a previous battle. But, not too concerned at this point in the battle when I did it. It's pretty straightforward. Go with the stunned Bosk move. Not too confident it'll work this time. I don't even remember what happened. Again, we put a dent in him. Again, I don't want to debuff Ahsoka, so I don't use the AoE. I continue to stun Bosk. That is actually helping us whittle him down. Whereas Ahsoka just would have cleared her own debuffs, given Bosk retribution, then Bosk would have like full protection by now. That would be terrible. Still would probably win, but here you can see we are down to one ship though. So we're gonna bring out Tanky Sunfac. Stunned Ahsoka. And we're just doing cleanup. And so that's pretty much the strategy. I hope you can see why I find it so important to bring out, or to start with Hyena Bomber, to bypass Taunt and Vulture Droid, because it's fast and can get those Buzz Droids and critical buff immunity, rather, on Anakin, so you can really start to whittle him down. And also Grievous's AoE at that point. It just makes things go so much more smoothly. Again, Ahsoka leads if you can avoid Negotiator fleets to start with Ahsoka. I think you'll be better off. I would actually take a 7-star maxed out Negotiator with 5s starting than I would a 6-star Negotiator with Ahsoka starting. Just because Ahsoka just, again, speeds up that whole team, puts you behind the 8-ball from the get-go, and it's just more annoying. Less certain. And yeah, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because I was just protecting. I was going for number 1 here, and I'm just protecting my payout, which is about a minute away. And you can see, battle is over. So hopefully this strategy works for you. If you got other strategies, I'd love to hear them. I haven't tried too many other strategies. This is the one that seems to make the most sense for me. But if you got others, let me know. Hope it helps. And for all those of you who have Malevolence, I don't know if it's as good as Negotiator. Probably isn't. But I think it's fairly fun. And so I'm enjoying it. I hope you do too. So hit me up in the comments below. Like it if you like it. Don't if you don't. And in the meantime, I'll see you at the holotables.